First and foremost, let me thank the superstars at the Louisiana SBDC at Southern University, Baton Rouge, the Louisiana District SBA, and Louisiana Economic Development for opening the doors for me to speak with you today. I'm honored and excited about sharing my thoughts with such a fabulous group of girl entrepreneurs. Nothing's better than speaking to powerful women that collectively have a sphere of influence that spans the globe. I'm so inspired by women that create their path and create a path for others. Because when women create jobs, when they fight for other girls, when they build a business like a girl and they fight for others, big things happen. Over the next 12 months, your greatest business success is going to come through inclusive leadership and building diverse teams to maximize new ideas and strategies and solve problems for your commercial and federal clients' most pressing needs. The seat at the table is going to open for you when you can solve problems. I've been in my quiet closet for a week, just thinking about what can I say to 100 plus women entrepreneurs. And I want to share a few things with you. And for some of you, it's going to be divine revelation. It's not going to click the same for everybody, but for some of you, it's going to be exactly what you needed to hear to shift your focus to that next level so you can get all that the universe has planned for you. And it's going to be big. So get a pen and a paper out because you're going to want to write some of this down. Let's talk about vision, leadership, you, and humility. Vision. What is a reasonable vision for your business in the next 2 to 5 years? What would it be if you weren't afraid? What would that look like? If your faith and confidence would allow you to grow your business in a way that doesn't make sense at all for who you are, where you come from, and what would that look like? If there were no limits whatsoever, what would your business look like? And that's the first thing I want you to take a moment and write that down. You shorthand, just real quick, what would it look like if you weren't afraid to ask for that really big thing? For the remainder of this year, I want you to trust yourself. I want you to go after that thing that looks real big. Don't allow fear or anxiety to get in the way because you cannot scale your business if you're scared. Just do it and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You already have the skills that you need to do that next big thing. The vision that seems too big, that's the one that is supposed to happen for you. And you need to shift your circle of influence and stop asking blind people to proofread your vision. Stay away from others that don't believe it for you because they cannot see what you see. They don't have the insight, the drive, the gifts, the talent, the work ethic that you have. The dream wasn't given to them. And stop talking to people about your vision and goals when they don't have dreams, visions, and goals for themselves. You have to limit your connections to other people that are on fire to make something big happen. Shift your circle of friends. I want you to take a flip chart and I want you to write down that bigger vision in a colorful way and post it on your bedroom wall. And I want it to be the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. And it's going to be your reminder of why you were created and what you were created to do and what you could do if you weren't afraid. And then in the next 72 hours, I want you to write down 5 SMART goals, SMART. That's going to help you get to that bigger vision. SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-based. Look that up if you haven't seen that. And now, leadership. You have to learn how to lead people because leadership doesn't start from the front. It really starts from the back. And it doesn't come automatically because you have a position or a title of a CEO or a president. But if you have the ability to inspire people, to do more and to be more, you're a leader. And we have a diverse group of women that are leading at various levels on this call. And leading can be tough. I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to get myself to act right. But leading others, paving the way, being a trailblazer, and it's tremendously rewarding. And who can lead better than women? Statistics show that women are better leaders than men because we naturally take into account the emotional aspects of taking care of people, taking care of clients, taking care of our employees. We do this with more depth. And you should care about every client and make them feel like they're your only client. From the lowest deal to the biggest deal, the way you handle that $100 client, that $1,000 client gives an indication of your ability to grow your company where you can have multi-million-dollar clients. If you're responsible and accountable with excellence for the small things, doors are going to fly open where you can exercise responsibility at higher levels. And it's important that you don't take those small clients and customers for granted, because this is where you're going to be prepared and equipped with the skills and technical competence, the maturity and the leadership traits to win more clients and to lead a bigger and more profitable team. Guess what? When you seek business growth, you're essentially seeking more problems, bigger challenges, more responsibility. And I know you want the big business. You want the $1 million contract, the increase in revenue, the bigger office. But have you built a team that can handle it? Because as you move up, the challenges, stress, responsibility is heavier to carry. And you must master your ability to lead people in a way that they will help you carry the load that you were designed to hold. I'm not talking about managing people or controlling people, but leading people. There's a difference. And you always want to choose leadership versus management. One of my favorite books outlines 5 levels of leadership. And it's like 1 to 5-star ratings. The levels are like building blocks, and you start at the lowest level and then you build your way up without abandoning the lower levels. So starting a company or being the boss is the lowest level. You're in a position of leadership because you started a company, or you've been assigned to a leadership position within a company, but it doesn't really mean you have the credibility or the influence with your people. You don't know them, they don't know you. You don't trust them, and they don't trust you. At this level, level 1, you typically use your position of authority to get people to do what you want them to do. It's not a leader, but you're a boss, and you have subordinates. These subordinates at this level, they will do the minimum required to get the job done and no more. Because as a level 1 leader, your employees don't really respect you. They just do what you tell them to do because they have to. Level 1 leaders often have their team walking on eggshell. And the team, there's no culture in the organization for that team to thrive. And it's okay to start here because it means you have a position, but you never want to stay a level 1 leader. And if you've ever heard a leader say, I don't care if my people like me or not, my employees like me or not, they just need to do what I tell them to do. I'm not here to be liked. That's a level 1 leader. That's a level 1 leader. Move up to level 2. At least 2 stars. And this is where you start to develop genuine relationships with your team. Learn who's on your team. What are their strengths and weaknesses? Where do your employees see themselves in 3 to 5 years? It's important to understand how each person can add value to your team so you can assign them projects that they can excel at. And this is where you start to build a culture where people feel they have a place in the organization. Level 2 is where people really give you permission to lead them, not manage them, but to lead them. It's where you start to build trust and likability. And did you know you cannot lead people that you don't like? You can boss them like a level 1 leader, but you can't lead and inspire them to greater things. At level 2, you can actually influence the way people show up to work. And when your team shows up and they want to show up happy, they work harder, they come up with more innovative solutions, and this is what you want. But you don't want to stop there. Let's get to level 3. And this is where you see results. This is a visionary leader that is a change agent. They're improving their organization. They're boosting productivity. They're making a difference for their clients, the government, they're problem solvers at this point. How did they get there? They bring their team around the table and they brainstorm. It's not what they come up with, but it's what they do through their team. It's not about what you can do or what you told your team to do, but how you facilitate change by leading and inspiring people to raise the bar. That's a level 3 leader. And this is really your first test of, can you lead and inspire people to do more or be more? On this level, you produce results and it makes your team feel valuable and proud to be on a winning team. It's where you develop influence and credibility. It's a change agent level, the problem solver level. It's where customer service gets better, profits go up, morale and camaraderie for the team is high. And this is where you gain the highest level of respect for your team because you've put a problem on the table, you've allowed them to help you solve it. And they feel valued and they want to contribute. And now you want to lead up to level 4. And in level 4 is where you develop other leaders. Okay, so you're the boss. Why do you need another leader? Your goal is always to identify and develop as many leaders as you can, investing in them and helping them grow. Why? Because when there are more leaders in your organization, in your company, more of your company and organization's mission can be accomplished. The people you choose to develop may show great potential for leadership, or they may be diamonds in the rough, but the idea is the same. Invest in them and you can reproduce yourself. Now, of course, that is if you want more people like you in the organization. You want to teach others how to lead, how to build a stronger organization. And whenever you see an organization that's experiencing tremendous success, it's because there isn't just one leader. There are multiple leaders, informal and formal leaders, that understand how to go through these levels of leadership and build a stronger team and make things happen. And level 5 is where you have a brand of excellence that transcends your profession. It's where other leaders will emulate your style and your success. You have a reputation and a brand, and every day your reputation is determining whether companies come to you, where clients come to you for support or they don't. This is really like a 5-star rating, 1 to 5 stars, and 5 is the best. Your organization will always be the level that you are. If you're a level 1 leader, you're going to have a level 1 team. If you're a level 2 leader, you're going to have a level 2 team and level 3. But at a minimum, you always want to be at level 4, where you're producing other leaders that can help carry the load for what you were created to build. Leaders that you've given authority to help solve problems for your company and your clients. And when you produce other leaders, you're going to make things happen, and you will attract other people that produce and make things happen. So I want you to just think for a moment about your inner circle at your headquarters, the team that works closest with you every day. And if that team has a revolving door and no one stays beyond 3 years to help you build your vision and build your team, then you need to assess the level of leadership that you're at and ask for feedback. And as a leader at every level, you have to master the art of accepting feedback. And feedback can be tough. It really can, especially if it's from a subordinate, and especially if someone that you don't respect. But you determine whether you get feedback or not. Or if others around you step back and silently watch you make decisions and take actions that are detrimental to you and your business. If a subordinate or employee gives you feedback, instead of giving excuses or responding or defending, ask them to explain it a little more, because you always want to get insight on how people perceive you. And it takes maturity, humility, and grace to listen respectfully to feedback from a subordinate. I also want you to take care of yourself. Sometimes as women, we put everyone in front of us, taking care of family members, siblings, parents, in-laws, kids, church, neighbors, friends, employees, co-workers. And if you have multiple streams of income, that means multiple people, multiple challenges, multiple people to take care of. And sometimes we pour out so much that we're empty. And when you're empty, you cannot operate at your highest frequency as your best self. And you can get lost in just doing, and lose you. You can look back down the road in the mirror and realize that you spent years or months doing things that you don't even like at the expense of yourself. I want you to get things in order so you can take care of you, and you can work no more than 5 days a week. And for 2 days, I want you to do nothing except relax, read, go to the spa, walk, meditate, pray, sleep, things that take care of you. Take care of yourself so you can do all that the universe has designed for you to do. And so you can be a blessing in the way that you were intended to touch the world. Women that are business owners juggle so much. And sometimes you have users around you and people that suck up your energy and pull on you without giving back. People that are opportunists seeking to get connected to you to see what they can get. And then they toss you to the side when it's time to give back to you. Take time to weed out some of the people that are takers that wear you down and take your energy, and spend more time with people that give back to you. And you don't have to wonder who are the people and what list to put people on, because after you've engaged certain people, you either feel energized or drained. And now for my last lesson, and I'm going fast because I want to hear the other ladies talk. Humility. Finally, you must always lead your team with the highest levels of integrity, character, and humility. And you have to set the standard for your business and your profession. And when people want to know what's the highest standard for that profession, it should be you. It should be you. And I want to share a story about when I really learned to take a seat and think about being humble. Back in 2014, before I was promoted to a SCS, I was working in the Pentagon, and it was a big job. And initially, I was afraid and unsure. I thought I was going to fail, because I really didn't have any mentors in the Pentagon, and I was going up there on my own. And I went to the job and I started moving through my levels. Okay, I have the position. Now, how do I develop relationship with the people, get to level 3? Now, how do I jump to level 2? And then how do I jump to level 3 and start making changes? And I was able to do that quickly. And I started making some high visibility changes, and I started being asked to come to meetings that really didn't have anything to do with me at high levels. And so, I kind of start feeling myself, as my grandmother would say, because I was now way up in the government for the highest ranking civilian, the administrative assistant to the Secretary of the Army. And that was a good day. I had on a new Burlington Coat Factory suit, had on some new DSW shoes. And, in the Pentagon, I start wearing higher heels because it's the Pentagon. Like, that's what you do. You got to look cute. You got to do it. Have my lip gloss rolling. I'm walking down the hall and, I start like strutting. And those of you that watched Live on Scandal, I was strutting like Liv on Scandal. And if you don't know about Live on Scandal, those of you that are my age or older, remember Dynasty? I was strutting like Alexis on Dynasty in my high heels and my new suit. Okay. And guess what? I started seeing people and thinking, maybe I don't need to do my normal thing and, talk to everybody and smile to everybody. I might need to just kind of hold my head up a little bit and, act important. So all of a sudden, I was on the floor. Boom. I fell. I fell in the hallways of the Pentagon. My Spanx were showing. My little lace front wig was crooked. One of my shoes was on the other side of the hallway. One of my little nails had popped off. It was a mess. And people were walking by me like, what a mess. And I thought, Lord, this is God trying to show me that he will drop me in 2 seconds if I think the elevation was about me, and that my success and my promotion was about me. And God just reminded me, you're here to open doors for other people. It's not about you. You're here to provide opportunities for small businesses across the Army. And as you all know, I eventually moved to the top 1% of the government, overseeing a $99 billion small business program, all types of small businesses from the SBA. And I thank God that I learned that lesson of humility before I got there. Before I got there. Because, sometimes we can easily forget where we came from and why we were moved to where we were moved. And it's to open doors for other people. So I want to encourage you to also remember to be humble. I didn't accessible. And remember, your reputation is everything. And you want to attract great employees to your company, and you want to grow in a way that doesn't make sense. And your employees, if you attract good employees, they will bring the bigger contracts for you. They will advocate for you. They will open doors for new clients for you. So girls, I wish you the best. Go and make it happen. Those are the end of my remarks. Take care. God bless.
Outstanding.
Thank you so much. That was awesome, awesome, awesome. Miss Joanne, did you have a few words before we move to the next section? You're on mute, Miss Joanne. I had to mute everybody. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I said, of course not. Jackie said it all. Thank you so much, Jackie. We're so excited that you joined us and that you took the time to spend this evening with us. So
You're
back
so
to
welcome.
you, Dina.
Yes, yes.